Welcome, everyone, to the deep dive. Today, we're looking into something pretty intense, navigating really challenging conversations, specifically phone calls.
Yeah, we've got these audio clips, basically phone conversations where someone is being, well, grilled about alleged scams and a connection to a name, Ghazala Din.
And you can hear the tension right away, can't you? Like immediate defensiveness from the person on the line.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And our mission here, for you listening, is to kind of pull out the interesting bits, the insights from these moments where someone is clearly reluctant to talk.
Right, how even dodging a question can tell you something.
Exactly. How people behave when they feel cornered, it reveals these fascinating patterns.
Oh, okay, so let's dive into that first call. The caller, they don't really beat around the bush, do they?
No, not at all. Straight in asking about this Ghazala Din, and crucially, have you also been scammed?
And the response?
Immediate, just no. To both questions. A really firm denial right from the start. It's like drawing a line in the sand immediately.
Setting a boundary, trying to distance themselves completely.
Precisely. But then that boundary gets tested pretty quick.
Yeah, the caller says something like, your name has obviously come up.
And that's when it really escalates. You hear the person on the phone push back, quite hard actually, demanding names, wanting to know who said this.
The tone shifts completely. It becomes quite confrontational.
It does. It moves from just denying things to like trying to grab control of the situation, almost cross-examining the caller back.
The caller tries to calm things down, right? Saying something like, we don't need to get off on the wrong foot.
Yeah, but the person isn't having it. They're really focused on what they see as, a major privacy breach.
That's where the Tom, Dick, and Harry comment comes in. Somebody is giving my number out to Tom, Dick, and Harry. I don't know who you are.
Exactly. And that really highlights a core reaction, doesn't it? When you feel exposed, out of control, you often just dig in and assert your boundaries, maybe even aggressively.
Mm-hmm. But despite that pushback, the caller, they kind of circle back.
They do. They persist, trying again with the Ghazala questions. Could you just clear up your involvement with Ghazala? You've also been scammed.
And the answer, still the same.
Still firm. No, I haven't. And then a really absolute no to even knowing Ghazala at all. Just completely denies any connection.
Okay, so total denial about Ghazala. But then the second call, or maybe later in the call, another name comes up.
Yes, exactly. This is where it gets particularly interesting. The caller asks, do you know someone by the name Miaz actor as well?
And the reaction there.
It's completely different, like night and day, immediately. I know Minaz. Just like that.
Wow. So no hesitation there at all.
None. And when the caller asks how they know Minaz,
What do they say?
just straight up, Minaz is a friend.
A friend. And the caller clarifies, so close friend, and there's no pushback on that.
Nope. Seems like agreement, maybe implicit. It's this directness, this candor that stands in such stark contrast to the wall that went up about Ghazala Din.
Especially, like you said, given the whole context is about alleged scams, why admit knowing one person so easily, but not the other?
Well, this looks like a fascinating example of selective disclosure under pressure.
Right. Okay, explain that.
With Ghazala Din, the name linked to the alleged scam, there's this absolute denial, probably because associating with that name feels risky, maybe contentious. So deny everything.
Makes sense. Protect yourself.
But with Mina's actor, there's this, surprising openness. Yeah, she's a close friend. It suggests this person's making a quick calculation, a strategic choice.
So differentiating between connections. This one's safe to admit, this one isn't.
Precisely. They seem willing to be open about a relationship they perhaps see as normal, maybe even helpful, but clamp down hard on one they perceive as problematic or potentially exposing.
And that earlier frustration, the Tom, Dick, and Harry thing, it kind of fits in, shows a general guardedness.
It does. It shows they're wary about being contacted, about their details being shared. But that wariness didn't crack the Ghazala denial. Only the Minaz admission seemed, straightforward.
So taking a step back, what does this whole deep dive really show us about these kinds of difficult conversations?
I think it highlights just how much information or, the deliberate lack of information can communicate when someone's under pressure.
You can almost see the strategy playing out, even if it's unspoken, how they manage who they're linked to when they feel confronted.
Definitely. And to sum it up, the key takeaway really is that stark difference, isn't it? The flat-out denial about Ghazala and being scammed versus the quick, easy admission about Minaz being a close friend.
It reveals a kind of almost intuitive way people might triage their responses based on how risky they think an association is?
Yeah, based on perceived risk and maybe how close they feel to the person.
Yeah. So, for you listening, maybe think about this. That strong denial of one connection right next to the open admission of another. What does that tell us about how we manage associations, especially in tricky situations?
And maybe reflect a little on how your own reactions might change. Would you react differently if asked about your general friends versus, say, being linked directly to something controversial, something to definitely mull over?
Until our next deep